Welcome to our lesson on intervals of real numbers. Now, just as a quick refresher course, a real number is really all the numbers that exist on the number line, okay? Whether they are negative or positive, whether they are rational numbers or irrational numbers. So every number that exists on the number line is called a real number. And when I say that, I'm going from both negative infinity, which would be here, that's negative infinity, and I'm going up to positive infinity. Okay, now if you're not clear on what I'm speaking about, you could always check our playlist on number theory, and it will give you a very in-depth overview as to the different types of numbers. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that, just review that if you're not clear as to what real numbers are. Now what I'm really focusing on in this exercise is really intervals. That word, what do we mean by an interval? An interval is a region of specific values, or where specific values exist. Okay, and I would like to use a practical example just to for us to understand this a bit clearer. Let's say here we have a number line, and this number line represents a day, your daily activities. So let's say then, for example, here I would have, like, for example, 6 o'clock. So I have 6 a.m. in the morning. This is 6 a.m. Now here I have, this would be 7 a.m. So here I have 7 a.m. Then here I would have 8 a.m. So this would be 8 a.m. Then I would have 9. I would have 9 a.m. Then here would be 10 a.m. I would have 11 here, 11 a.m. This would be 12 noon, so this would be 12 p.m. This would be 1 p.m. That's 1 p.m. in the afternoon. This would be 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Here I would have 3 p.m. 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Also here I would have 4 p.m. Then here I would have 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Here I would have 6 p.m. Then I would have 7 p.m. Then 8 p.m. Here I would have 8 p.m. Oops, sorry, 8 p.m. And here I would have 9 p.m. That's 9 p.m. in the night. And this would be 10 p.m. Okay, so there we have a number line, and this number line it relates to your daily activity. Okay, so this is on a given day that you woke up. Now we're dealing, let's look at what intervals are. When we speak about intervals, what we're talking about. Now let's say then that you got up 6 a.m. in the morning, and this is a full day. Now you are required to be at school from 9 a.m. in the morning, and you leave school in the afternoon at 3 p.m. Okay, so you're supposed, school calls at 9 in the morning and it overs at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So you must reach school by 9, and this is the time that you are required to be at school. So between these hours you are at school. Okay, now when we speak about an interval, if I'm saying that you're supposed to reach school at 9 in the morning and you leave at 3 p.m. in the morning, then it simply means that I'm dealing with a specific region of values. You're supposed to be at school between the hours at 9 to 3. The hours before that, that's your hours, and the hours after that, that's your time. Okay, the only hours that we're speaking about, the only hours here that are of any significance or importance is the hours that we're speaking about that you should be at school. So that's what we mean by an interval. So in each day you may have different intervals. Okay, for example, for an adult, an adult may be required to reach work at 8 in the morning, and they are required to leave at 5 in the afternoon. So let's say then that the interval that, if I'm speaking about an adult, let's say the adult is required to reach at work in the morning at 8 a.m. at 8 a.m. in the morning, and oops, let me change my color, at 8 a.m. in the morning. So 8 o'clock would be right there, and they work right through the day up until 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So that would be their interval. So for example, your mom or your dad, this is the time that they're required to be at work. So in their case, this would be the interval that I'm speaking about, that they should be at work. Okay, as I've said, I'm dealing with a certain set of values in a well-defined or a specific region. So this would be the region of the day that I'm speaking about, that they should be at work. Okay, hope that was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask. Okay, bye bye.